YouTube, what's going on? My name is Argon. Welcome back to some Call of Duty Black Ops 4 Blackout. Yep, you're right. You've seen it here right in front of you guys. We're showing you some Blackout gameplay. Today I want to talk to you about some Call of Duty Blackout and why I'm playing it on PC and why I think you should actually go ahead and switch over to PC or try it out on PC if you haven't done that before. If you're a Fortnite player and you play on PC, it should be pretty easy. You could just pick it up on their, I think it's the Battle.net downloader or whatever it is. They have a separate game launcher for this game. It's the same one as Overwatch, I believe. So if you played Overwatch on PC, you should be able to buy Black Ops 4, no problem, just out of that Battle.net launcher. But the reasons why I want to promote this game for you guys, by no means, by the way, am I sponsored. This is just me, my personal opinion. I've always played Call of Duty on console. I played on Xbox for the longest time, then I switched over to PS4. Actually started on PS3, then to Xbox, then to PS4. But now I'm going to play on PC, and here's why, guys. So there's two separate kinds of reasons why you need to be switching over to PC, or you should consider it at least. Some are generic PC gaming type reasons, and then some are specific to Black Ops. We're going to start with the generic reasons, guys. PC just has better graphics, depending, of course, on the system you're using, but most people that get gaming rigs of some kind and aren't playing on like their generic PC or their MacBook or whatever are going to have a graphics card and going to have better graphics. You're going to be able to uncap your frame rate or set it to a much higher frame rate than you would with a console. You don't really have control over that on console, so you get better graphics in that way, and that's always a plus. Of course, everybody likes looking at nicer things. You will have that luxury on PC. The other thing is with keyboard and mouse, and again, this applies to keyboard and mouse more than it does PC, so of course, you can use keyboard and mouse on console. Not as easy on some games as it is on others. Fortnite offers native support for keyboard and mouse. For PlayStation, you have to get a Zim 4 or something of that type of design in order to get your keyboard and mouse. It's kind of frowned upon, to be honest, in the console community, so I don't recommend it unless you want to get some hate for yourself. So if you're going to play PC, of course you're going to be on keyboard and mouse, but you will get better control of this. When you basically, what that means, guys, is on controller, because you're using your analog sticks for everything, what you have to sacrifice, there's like a balance you're doing, a compromise between accuracy and control, I guess you could call it. So what this does is it affects your ability to react. So if you want to have fast reaction times, somebody shoots you from behind, you want to turn on them quickly, you have to set a high sensitivity on controller. This will sacrifice your accuracy. There's a very small percentage of people who can actually handle a high sensitivity and have very good accuracy. Most of us, if you're turning up your sensitivity, you're going to be sacrificing your accuracy. That goes from the most novice player all the way up to the professional level. If you actually see the professional Call of Duty players, most of them are rocking pretty low sensitivities because they want to get that accuracy, because they don't have to worry too much about reacting as much. That's, a separate discussion. But on a keyboard and mouse, obviously with the mouse, you can actually control how much you turn by how much you swipe. You're not limited by just the range of motion of a control stick. You can swipe your entire desk length if you need to in order to turn quickly. So the further you swipe, the faster you swipe, the faster you can turn around. And also you can make little minor adjustments, no problem, without making any changes to your sensitivity in game. And that's a huge effect. So if you're sniping and you need to dial in some really fine tuning, positioning of your cursor, of your aim, you could do that real easily. But if somebody shoots you from behind, you need to do a 180 real quick. You could do that real quick by just swiping across half your desk, or it depends on your sensitivity, of course. But that's a big advantage, guys. It really helps in Fortnite, of course. So if you have a good, nice sized desk with a good, nice sized mouse pad, you can really take advantage of that. And it's a really big, major advantage for mouse versus controller. Now the next one, again, another generic reason to switch to PC. This is kind of more personal. I kind of talked to my buddy Reverb, and we kind of had the same opinion on this subject. I like the interface on PC for a couple reasons. One, you have more apps that you can use in the background when you're playing on PC. So if you have a game up, you want to run Spotify, you can do that. I know PS4, I think Xbox as well, starts to provide some music support. It's not as fluid and as easy to work with as something like Spotify on a Windows desktop. Also, if you're running Discord, you can just chat with your friends on Discord or Skype or whatever you're using. You can do that. Obviously, PS4 doesn't have any other support, or Xbox doesn't have any other support for anything other than their native party chat, so that's kind of a problem. So you can chat with anybody that's got Discord, and that's a universal thing. People get it on their phones, on their PCs, whatever it is, and so you can have talk with more people that are cross-platform in any platform, really. So that's a huge benefit, and just having all that available to you without having to set up extra headphones or whatever weird stuff, putting earbuds under your headphones, and none of that weird stuff. It's all right there. It's all sitting there in front of your face. It's really cool, really handy, and for me, just makes me feel more immersed in my gaming experience. And then the last part of that has to do with personal preference, of course. For me, you know, as a guy who's kind of a little bit older, I got some kind of aches and pains, bad back, you know what I mean? It gives me a little bit better posture when I have to sit with a keyboard and mouse. I have to sit more straight up. I have to have my hands spread out. I'm not huddled, you know, leaning forward, holding a controller. When I played on console, I'd have my hands on my knees, you know, my forearms would rest on my thighs. So I was always hunched over. If you go back, look at some of my Infinite Warfare streams from back in the day, I have kind of a Nick Merckx pose. If you see Nick Merckx, you see only like half his face while he's playing because he's leaning forward because he's holding a controller. It's really bad for your back. It's not very healthy. I like this position. It makes me have good posture, and that's good for everybody. You know what I mean? But anyway, that's enough with the basic reasons. These reasons apply to any PC gaming over console. But we're going to talk about Black Ops specifically. That's why I made this video. I'm going to kind of focus on Blackout, but this also applies to in general, Black Ops 4. Now, when it comes to Blackout specifically, the gameplay, there's not a whole bunch of differences in how you can play the game with keyboard and mouse versus controller. However, the major one is inventory management and looting. Of course, it's not just like the only thing. It's a huge part of any battle royale is being able to loot. When you land on stuff, when I watch people playing with controller, they land, they have to walk over something, wait, grab it, run. It's just really clunky. It's really slow. I'm pretty confident that they're going to make a change to that to try and optimize it because that's not a very good system. They need to figure out a way to incorporate that somehow. I don't know what they're planning on doing. They could probably just do what other battle royales have done, I guess. I don't know what they'll do. They'll figure something out. I'm pretty confident as of right now. Being able to run past something and just tap F or whatever your button is that you bound, which is the other bonus. If you don't like using one button, you can just put it to be anything you want and run over it, grab whatever you need, and keep moving in. And also the other problem is when you do kill somebody or you find someone's loot, a lot of times, you know, you got to go prone, you got to hide because it's just out in the open. With the controller system on console, now there's no way, I don't know how they're going to get around to doing this. Some people have mentioned putting a wheel up or something like that so that you can sort through items faster, see what's available in the pack all at once. But on console, of course, you have to go down, you have to hit the open button and then scroll through and see what they have and decide what you want. Not the case on PC. You just once you open up their bag, all their inventory is showing right there for you. Just mouse on over to the items you want, click on them, pull them over to your inventory. Whatever it is you got to do, just double click. It'll position itself in your inventory where it belongs. It's super fast. It's still dangerous, of course, because you're out in the open looting, but it's way faster than console, and it's nice to see everything all at once. That way you don't have to think about, you know, go through it once to see what they got, remember what whatever it is. It's just easier. Not to mention navigating through your inventory with a mouse is way easier than an analog stick for a bunch of reasons. Mainly, whenever you open up your inventory or you open up someone's loot on PC, you know, you could just see what they have, mouse over to it, and that's what a mouse is made to do, is grab a cursor, move it anywhere on your screen, and then select something. That's not as easy to do with a controller, an analog stick, because using your thumb to do XY inputs is a little bit harder on something like, you know, the actual mouse cursor. I know it's there for a console to be using a cursor. To me, it's just not as intuitive as a mouse because growing up using computers, obviously that's what you've done with a mouse your whole life. It's pretty natural. So doing that's way faster, way better. And for battle royales, that's a game changer, just quite frankly. The next thing, guys, and this is more Call of Duty related in general, and this has to do with the Battle.net servers. When you create an account on Battle.net, you don't have to create an account based on a name. They're all based on account IDs, just like Discord. You get a number, and then you can tie that number to your gamer tag, and so you can have any name you want it to be. So I'm Argon here. I'm Argon in the game. I don't have to be X uppercase Argon, lowercase x, capital X. Like, I don't got to do any of that stuff. I'm just Argon. That's as simple as that. And I can change it later if I want to. I don't have to worry about somebody that picked up the game before me happened to grab my name and they never played it, so now I can't get their name even though it's my name. Now I can be my name and everybody can see it as my name. It's really cool, really awesome. I wish more game systems did this because I like having my name as my name, you know what I mean? I think it looks cool. I think a lot of people would agree that it looks cool. So the last thing I'm going to talk about, guys, this has to do with Treyarch. This has to do with their theories and philosophy towards PC gaming this year. Previously in Call of Duty, there hasn't been a lot of support for PC. Most of the time, they just create it on console, port it over to PC, tell Raven to support it, and that's the end of it. They don't really do much else other than send out updates, and PC kind of gets the backhanded version of Call of Duty, and that's really unfortunate because PC is like the main platform for other games, and it's just kind of a side thought for Call of Duty, and I think that's been to Call of Duty's detriment, to be honest, because now that PC is starting to gain momentum in the gaming environment among the more common base player base, you know, not just the real serious gamers, you're going to need to be able to support a PC game platform in a much better way than they've done in the past. And they are definitely making an effort to do this. Treyarch is definitely making an effort to do this. They claim this is why they put in the Battle.net launcher. This is why they're going to make it its own kind of system, its own kind of game, I guess you could say, with its own support. There's its own Twitter account for Treyarch PC. Pretty good. And I think the reason they're doing this, guys, is because they're looking at how the Battle Royale space is going the competitive route. They really want to capture that part of the market. And from what I've seen, what I've played so far, what I've seen from other competitive BRs, Blackout could be a very good competitive Battle Royale. It just has the components of that type of game. I think it would do really well in the competitive environment. You have to be on PC for that. All the best games that compete are on PC. Some Super Smash Brothers might be on console, but like every game competes on PC except for Call of Duty. And all the the Gears and Halos and all those games that have competed on console have died out. Whereas you've got the PC games that will go on forever just because they do. And that's what you need, guys. You need a competitive mode that's on PC. That's what they're trying to push with Blackout. That's why they're pushing for better PC support. I think they want to capture more of the PC community. So this would be a really great year to play Call of Duty on PC. Now, the only downside is they're not going to support cross-platform. At this point, I haven't heard anything. If anything, I've heard them say they won't support cross-platform. That's unfortunate. That means PC won't be able to play with PlayStation or Xbox. Very, very unfortunate. I would love to just buy the game once and have to play and be able to play on multiple platforms. Whatever. It means I'll have to play twice. It means I won't be able to rank up my character at the same time. That's really, really annoying. I don't like that system at all. I don't think they'll change it, but one can hope. So for now, I'm picking PC. I'll probably still get the game on PS4, but don't expect me to be playing it much on that. I will be playing on PC for all the reasons that I just outlined here, guys, for you. Hopefully you do agree with me. If you don't, let me know what you think in the comment section down below. Hopefully you didn't find this video useful. If you did, make sure you hit that like button. If you are new here, make sure you subscribe. And if you're not following me on social media, those links are down in the description below. And as always, guys, my name is Argon, and may you never die to a bush. Peace.